Every person has a story, but not everyone has a place to tell it. I'm Frank Swoboda. As a filmmaker for over 35 years, I've interviewed amazing people all over the planet. I want you to meet them. This week, the most interesting person you've never heard of is...
My name is Reinaldo Gil Zambrano, and I am the most interesting person that you have never heard of because I am obsessed with orange station wagons.
Hey, Ronaldo!
Frank,
Cheers!
Cheers to you.
We finally made this happen. We've been trying to schedule this forever. Welcome to the most interesting person you've never heard of podcast. And what do you think of the Amador taste test?
Delicious. It's really nice. I like the sweetness at the end. It's very subtle.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not bitter.
It's not bitter. It's nice. It's not super sugary, kind of too sweet.
Not too sweet.
Exactly. Yeah,
I always think of honey.
Yeah, definitely honey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can get acquainted with this and spend the whole day drinking it for sure.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
We'll mark the progress.
The progress. Sounds good.
Amador, maybe that's Venezuelan. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean, well, it's Kentucky. Let's see.
It's from Napa.
Oh, there you go.
Napa Valley. They actually age it in wine barrels. So that's a Chardonnay version, and they have different flavors depending on the. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, Venezuela people drink a lot of whiskey, but it's mostly blended and Scotch.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, not a lot of single malt.
Huh.
But yeah, and a lot of rum.
A lot of rum.
Thing.
More rum than tequila.
Oh yes, for sure. That's
rum
what we produce.
Thing.
Yeah, we produce a lot of rum because of the sugar cane, in the Caribbean, the Caribbean side of the country. But also there is also the production of a drink called cocuy, which is kind of like made out of something penca, which is called the penca, which is similar to agave.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got an agave flavor to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Your favorite rum drink?
Oh, man, I love just neat like this with a little rock on it, and it will be the 7070 rum from Santa Teresa.
Is that in Venezuela?
Gran Reserva, yes.
That's your jam.
Man, yeah. I had drank plenty of that with my brother and my dad. I love it.
Family time.
It's so good. And now I can find it here because before I used to ask my brother to send me some.
But they have it now.
Yeah, now you can get it here, yeah.
That's cool. So what's it called? I gotta write this down. 1770?
Yeah, 1770, I believe. Oh, no, sorry. 1900. That's what it is.
1900?
Exactly. The Santa Teresa.
Santa Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that one is good.
That's good. So when people ask you what you do, what do you tell them?
Man, that's really funny.
How do I describe you?
I was working, writing down like some grants and stuff, and I do a lot of many things, but I got to realize that I like to create and work in the development of environments and ecosystems that nurture community and nurture the practice of printmaking.
Printmaking, yeah.
Yeah, has a tool to develop the identity of that community, Yeah, so that's what I have been doing.
And so printmaking is what to you? Because that spans a few things. I mean, to me.
Yeah, what is it to you?
I mean, to me, it's things that are printed on anything, right?
Yeah.
So that could be paper, or whatever, but it also could be a mural.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, it's the
or
creation.
A T-shirt.
Exactly. Well, this one I made it. This is
so cool. What is that?
This is a series of chameleons that I carved in a piece of wood, and then I printed on the fabric.
Wow.
Right here. But basically, the process of printmaking is developing multiples from one particular matrix.
Okay.
So in this case, we use wood, linoleum. You can use stones. You can use stencils.
So that print of the chameleon could go on
Yeah,
everything.
You can basically print on a surface that it's gonna absorb it, so you can do it on paper.
These things.
I mean, this one will be tricky because it's kind of. I mean, this one you can use silk screening to do it.
Right.
Exactly, or a transfer.
Right. So that's not really a print.
Well, that's the thing. It's interesting, right? Because I will say that
this is a print.
Yeah, it is.
That is a print. This is
a print.
not this guy.
Well, I don't know. What is that, sublimation? That seems like to be also a print. Yeah, this is also printed.
Okay, yeah, it's printed.
Yeah, but there is like
still duplication.
Yeah, it's creating multiples, right?
Multiples, okay.
Yeah, creating multiples of one particular matrix. And in this case, we have the analog process, and then we also have the process that are more digital.
Yep.
Right? But the ones that I specialize on...
You seem to like the analog.
Right? Yeah, like the hands-on process, but we still incorporate a lot of technology into it. Right? You can use Procreate to draw, Photoshop, and all these things, and then you transfer that into a piece of wood or linoleum, and then you allow the carving and the physical process to transform your image even a little bit more.
Depending on the media, on what it's being printed on?
Yeah, well, not only the paper, but also the way that you're carving, because it's a physical process where you're subtracting from the surface of the wood or
so you're
the
carving something that basically it's like an ink, it's like a stamp.
Yeah, it's a stamp.
You're stamping.
Exactly. It's a stamp.
So really, you're a stamper.
Pretty much.
That's so cool.
Leaving a stamp.
But lots of interesting ways to stamp stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can do that, but but it's not just the physical labor of creating the work, and also how unpredictable can be and how the material will communicate or enrich the image too. And like the wood texture, and also the linoleum, the way that you're carving, all these things, and the fact that you're designing everything in reverse. But then at the end, what is wonderful is how historically these processes have been helping people come together, because it allows a voice to the voiceless, right? Like, and it also has been a process.
The printing press.
Exactly.
I mean,
right?
Changed the world.
Exactly. There you go. So it's kind of like, yeah, if you see in the Industrial Revolution, you see in all these different moments in history where people are able to reproduce an image multiple times and then kind of like rally the troops.
I mean, the iconic image of Obama and Hope.
Oh yeah, by Shepard Fairey, right?
That's one of those uses that brought a lot of people together.
Exactly. And that one is an example of silk screen.
Okay.
Right? And that was created by...
that, man. Who did that again?
Shepard Fairey.
Okay.
He's an American artist. Amazing. That's the Obey guy.
Yeah.
He's great.
What a look that is.
Yeah. And then, like you create icons, right? You create these beautiful icons that elevates people into another realm,
level. Yeah, right. Yeah, transforms you into a bigger place.
Yeah, and that's what we do too also with the narratives, right? Like you take inspiration from the day-to-day, the mundane, and then you attribute the sense of magical realism into it, and then they get to become larger than life and be preserved through time.
Right. Favorite medium to work on?
Woodcuts.
I was going to say.
I love the physicality, the resistance of the piece.
Is there a certain kind of wood?
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine.
What else were you going to say?
I will say that I like the working relief because of the resistance that the material give me. Like the fact that it's not too soft. A lot of people get kind of afraid about carving because it's too hard on their hands, right? So they prefer the linoleum or the easy cuts from speedboards, things like that. But I like the physicality and resistance of the material. Regarding to the question that you gave me after, the purists in the printmaking world will say that my work is not woodcut. It's actually relief. Because
What's
I'm
the
using...
difference? It's not a cut, it's a relief?
Well, it's because I'm not using wood per se. I'm using MDF, which is medium density fiber, which is basically wood dust.
So it's a byproduct or a recycled version.
Exactly. So it's so compacted with glue, and it creates these sheets, right, that you can carve into it and create a relief. And but that's kind of like the main difference. Technically, a woodcut will be a piece of wood that has the grain and everything, and MDF doesn't have the grain.
But so you prefer to work in MDF
because it's larger. I love that you can get it in bigger sheets. That is more affordable, and also the fact that I can do curves. Like I can really take a little bit more liberties with the surface once I have prepared it.
I don't see any curves in there at all. What are you talking about?
Really?
Like the whole thing's like
all this, yeah.
circular. So Venezuela,
Yeah.
tell me what life was like when you were little, because you grew up there.
Yeah.
Are you a baseball fan, soccer fan?
Baseball fan.
All right, because Venezuela won the World
Exactly.
Baseball Classic. I want to talk about I'm a big baseball fan, but I was that was one of the coolest things I watched.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen ever was just them winning that thing and how out of their minds they were, and it's just so. You guys must be so proud, right?
Oh my God, it's been a month and I'm still flying high. Like, I mean, my wife is definitely, she's gonna tell me I'm driving her crazy a little bit. But yeah,
I knew you were a baseball fan. I don't know why. I was just driving. I'm like, I wonder if you watched the World Baseball.
Oh my gosh, every single game that I could. Yeah,
Me too.
And this is something, I mean, baseball is so big in Venezuela. It's our main sport. That one, then basketball and boxing, and then soccer. I mean, football is growing up a lot lately for the last like 10, 15 years. But I mean, baseball is our thing, right? And if you see the presence of how many Venezuelans are playing in the Major League Baseball,
unbelievable,
and superstars. So
superstars and the old guys. Oh my God!
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that we became world champions in the sport that is our thing, how finally giving us that satisfaction, I'm still like riding so high. I sometimes, like, actually this past week, I rewatched the last game by like the highlights at least 2 or 3 times, especially the narration in Spanish by
the play-by-play from the Spanish.
Yeah, man, because it's just. I mean, it was amazing, unbelievable.
Well, I'm a big Gino Suarez fan. You know.
Of course.
Come on, he played for the Mariners, my favorite team. I love Gino. In fact, when he left, he's just like an all-timer. I was so glad that he had a big hit in that thing. And I mean, I just love all those guys. Who's a great catcher?
Oh, Salvador Perez.
Yeah. Come on.
Of course.
He's the heart and soul of that. But yet all the coaches were all like great players.
Yeah, Now was there. Victor Martinez was there. Miguel Cabrera was there.
Cabrera. Dude, those coaches could have played. Now.
Yeah. That was kind of like the joke when we had that game against the Dominican Republic that
Dominican Republic was stacked.
Oh, well.
Dude, Julio.
That was insane.
That team was, I thought they were going to win it. I mean, I thought they were going to win it. On paper.
Yeah, exactly. They were supposed to.
Stacked.
I mean, yeah, United States was definitely the strongest
for sure.
team.
USA too.
On the paper. And then, of course, Dominican Republic.
Yeah, but you guys had more, I don't know, something about USA. I don't think they spent the time together.
Yeah, the chemistry was really important. Yeah,
you could feel it in that team. Mm-hmm. They were connected. They've known each other forever. They were. It's like a hometown team.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah,
and USA were too spread out.
It could be. Do you think that was the biggest thing?
I think chemistry was huge in that. Don't you?
I agree. Yeah, like you can tell the way that they were doing the pre-game ceremonies, right? Like playing the drums. Everybody really acquainted with each other. In short tournaments like this, that can play.
Well, and from a small country, they all know each other in a way that we wouldn't necessarily know. Americans wouldn't really connect unless you were on the same team. There's guys who probably never knew each other. Well, I don't know. Would a Cal Raleigh know? You know, he may not know some of the players. Really?
I mean, it would be the same thing in the Venezuelan, because all those guys have been playing, in the baseball system for so long.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, maybe they haven't played together. I think that's kind of
like... I don't mean play together. I mean know each other.
Well, but I feel that that's the important part of the coaching, right? Like, trying to create that sense of camaraderie and family and connection from the beginning.
Right.
That mentality for the last 2 World Cups, I think changed a lot. to the positive, because before that we had all superstars, but there was not really a sense of seriousness about the tournament.
Because there were some guys who were not superstars who aren't even maybe playing in the major leagues.
Yeah,
that were critical to that team winning.
Oh yeah, like the bullpen, like Machado wasn't playing in the MLB in that moment. He was playing in Japan.
I bet he is now.
Yeah, and then there is the Jesus that now is signed by the Tigers.
See, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like they're willing to. Yeah, they had a better, more connection. I don't know. There was just they were more connected. I felt like
there was definitely, and that's kind of like the cool thing.
I mean, they have superstars, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but this is kind of like one thing that I was talking to my wife about is the way that they were seeing the tournament. I feel that the U.S. team wasn't seeing the tournament as something that was valuable to their people.
Right.
Like when you saw the Dominican Republic's. The Republic team, they have like all this energy, all this
oh my
love,
God, the passion
fun.
In Venezuela and Dominican Republic is not seen in the USA team. It just isn't.
Which is too bad, but hopefully this is going to start to change, you know?
I think it will. It's a motivator. Oh no, I'm not that I mean, if you ask those guys, they said they cared. And honestly, I hate the world. I love it and I hate it because it's totally screws up your baseball team. If you're a Mariner fan, I mean, those guys took forever to get going. Like Cal Raleigh, they're like one hit for like a month, 20 games. Now he's hit 6 home runs. He's fine. But it was slow going, man.
Well,
but who cares?
But for the champs, they started like on fire.
Oh,
like Tovar,
they're playing good now.
Acuna, all those guys are doing really well.
Oh
So yeah,
that's cool. I was wondering if you were a fan of that because I loved everything about it. I thought it was really, really cool.
Oh, to me, it's the most beautiful sport.
It is.
Like I seriously love it, and I thanks to my dad, he and my brother. We used to go to the baseball fields in Venezuela and Caracas since we were really little. He, just showed me all the beautiful things about the game.
What is it about it that you love, that your culture loves?
Well, in Venezuela, it's baseball is like a religion, right? You have your team and you love them, but it's also the sense of what is called the Jugar Caribe, playing Caribbean baseball, which is about, it's not just about the long ball, it's about the little things. It's about
small
working
ball.
As a team. Yeah.
Small ball.
You need to bomb the ball. Like you're going to start, stealing bases. You're going to be hitting to the opposite side. You're going to do all these tiny little things in order to achieve what you need and the energy, right? And the public also have a role in it. But, the chanting that we do, the screaming that we do, like all that sense of energy.
Theater.
Yeah, comes together into making these things happen, and I love it.
It is a ritual. The way you got watching the Venezuela game. Yeah. I'm like, this is not people showing up at a Yankee game watching or a Dodger game where they get their in the third inning and lead in the eighth. This is a ritual.
Yeah, it is.
The singing and the chanting and the.
And I can tell you, like in those games, I'm pretty sure that Venezuelans or Dominican Republic fans or even the Japanese, they weren't even sitting. They were constantly standing, screaming. The Puerto Ricans feel it like that too, and it's amazing. And at the same time, talking about rituals, right? Because in Venezuela, we also have all this sense of believing that we have an impact on the game. Like, I remember the rituals that my brother, my dad, and I had. We will go to the stadium, have 2 beers before entering the game in the same spot, go inside, have 2 more, then sit in the place that we needed to go. And you don't go to the bathroom where we're
we call that superstitious.
Of course. La cábala, we call it in Spanish, right? All those things happen.
Especially if you won the last game.
Oh my God. And I'll tell you something. Even I grew up with my dad, like watching our team, which is the Tiburones de La Guaira. And man, if the team wasn't doing good, he will turn off the volume on the TV and then start the radio on the team's station. Everything like turn off, like all the lights, and then you will see him in a corner, just like screaming, like yeah, come on, like like trying to bring the
what an image
the
that
energy.
is. Yeah.
It's
It's not much different than Gonzaga basketball here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's
Kennel?
another. Yeah.
That experience in there,
Yeah, that energy
it's
there is
similar,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That energy is great.
That's our, yeah. I mean, it still exists. It exists across. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in American fans. Believe me, definitely, especially but especially in playoff time. Oh my God, you go to Mariners playoff game. It's like nobody's sitting the entire game, so it's no different.
When Eugenio Suarez hit that home run, like to turn it, man, I seriously thought that
Thank
was.
God for Gino. He doesn't do anything but one hit, and it doesn't matter. Like that was worth all the money they paid him.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So what was it like to grow up in Venezuela? How long were you there before you left?
I grew up there until I was 16 years old. I finished high school and everything. It was great. Like
where? What was it?
In Caracas. I grew up in Caracas, in the capital city, in a particular place called Santa Rosalia in Puente Hierro, and it was a great, city life, right? Like really loud, really like vibrant. A lot of baseball playing, with your friends, soccer playing, a lot of dancing, drinking. Everything is lived with a lot of intensity. And I feel that our people in Venezuela are always trying to find the fun and the positive side to every situation.
Optimists.
Yeah, totally optimistic.
That's probably why they won too.
Yeah,
I mean, they willed their way.
It was meant to be. So that was growing up there. Like it was that, and I always loved making art, and my parents were really supportive.
What did they do?
My parents are both, technically retired, but they are high school teachers, earth science and chemistry teachers.
I have a lot of theories about kids who grow up with parents as teachers.
Oh, yeah?
Because I think they end up being really interesting people or doing big things, or they're sort of told you can do anything. I don't know if you got that message.
Oh, yeah.
But to be an artist is not an easy path.
No.
The parent who goes, you should get a real job. You know what I mean? Like, they must have been supportive. That had to have helped your journey.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because I haven't imagined myself being anything different than an artist since I was a little kid. And even when my parents didn't understand or knew the path of the artist, they would be supportive enough to allow me, like spaces for me to develop my creativity. For example, it was drawing on the walls, and they would say, hey, you cannot draw on the walls, but we're going to assign you the wall that is next to your bed in the bedroom that you share with your brother. That will be your wall. So you can paint on it, you can draw on it, but you need to take care of it after. Things like that, right? Like, I think that's part of the pedagogy of the teacher, to identify potential and then somehow cultivate it, feed it in different ways, right? My dad will get me drawing materials, that I was curious about. He will get them to me, and I will play with them and try. And that will be kind of the way that they support my career since the beginning. And even my mom took me to the museums, to the National Gallery of Art, which, by the way, I'm going to be having an exhibition there next year. Cheers, which is like mind-blowing.
At home, you're going home.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable.
The museum where my mom used to take me as a little kid contacted me recently, and I'm going to be having an exhibition there next year, and I cannot even believe it yet.
You seem like that's even bigger than the World Baseball Classic. Dude, Reinaldo, that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really,
they
really
called
excited.
you.
Yeah, they reach out, and
wow.
And they
and you did that. I mean, they found you in Spokane.
Well, they found me. They first found me. The curator Jan. She contacted me 3 years ago to have through Instagram to have a show at the National Museum of Printmaking and Design, Carlos Cruz Diaz in Caracas, and I couldn't go there, but my parents went, so I had the exhibition there. But they always continued to have in conversations like they wanted to do something bigger. But now that she's in the National Gallery of Art, she said like, "Hey, this is the time we need to do it." She
remembered you from the printmaking exhibit.
Yeah, exactly.
That you did there.
And I also gave her one of my monographs that I published last year with Hello Print Friend. And my dad took one of them that I signed for her as a gift. She saw it and she used that as a way to justify the exhibition. So like, we need to bring this young talent to exhibit here in the museum. And it's insane because it's full circle, right? Like, my mom used to take me there, and I told her once as a joke, like, hey, well, it wasn't a joke. I was serious, but I was little. And they say, I'll have a show here one day. And she's like, okay. And it's happening.
So I'm a firm believer in, if you say what you want, it helps create it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that was a goal that you spoke out loud, told somebody, and now are living into.
And that's happening. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we create our life, not just the art you make, but you're creating that. You created that moment when you were, what, 10?
Yeah, I don't remember. I was little, I remember that after that, she bought me a corn on the cob with some butter.
Elote.
And an elote. We call it jojoto, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Same
I had
thing, though, right?
I had a jojoto in the plaza there, surrounded by the museums with my brother and her, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when is this exhibit exactly?
So that's going to happen July 2027.
2027? Have you already got your stuff ready for it? Are you creating it now, or how's it working?
So I have most of the work already done, but I'm working on developing 4 more pieces for a little series that pays homage to this sense of traveling and and the fun that we had as family in this old 4 ranchera station wagon that my dad used to have, called La Burrita, that was orange. So I'm making this.
It's all about an orange station wagon.
Yeah,
That's going to be your exhibit. I love that.
So I'm going to have this series of pieces that are going to be based on that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's going to be beautiful.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I just got back. I spent this weekend. I was going to ask you about the adventures, because getting here has been an adventure.
Yeah.
And doing the work here has gotten you an adventure back home through that exhibit, right? Mm-hmm. But I just got back this weekend from Albuquerque. Oh, cool. And there was 2 things going on there. Well, one thing going on there, and then I explored out from there. But all nations gathering of tribes, tribal Native Americans, happens every year in Albuquerque, and it's the last one that a non-native can attend. So they call it this is the last dance, is what they were basically calling it. The last, powwow where non-natives can come experience that. And that was hard to describe. And much like it is when you're talking about even watching what you experienced at, the World Baseball Classic or whatever. But to see all of those tribes who have gone through a lot, and have dealt with a lot of anguish and a lot of trouble and persevered in tons of ways. But how they've kept their community together is remarkable. And that's what I was struck by the most from that experience, was you talk about community and wanting to sort of, your art is about that. 'Cause I think that's all we have left. I mean, each other, and I don't know how much of that is a part of what you do. But I would guess that it's a big piece of that.
No, for sure.
And, I don't know. I don't even know if there's a question there. I just wanted to there's something about the power of all kinds of people coming together. And I don't know if you guys have similar experiences like that as a nation or as a culture. But here's, a lot of diversity in that group, because every tribe is different, like way different. Yet when they're together, there's one something that they've brought together. How much is community a part of what you are about?
Yeah, no, I will say that it's not just like about a nation. It's about being a human being. I think we're all driven to that sense of feeling part of a group, right? And there is so much positive when we connect and align to one particular purpose. We can take and break down ideas that appear to be overwhelming, but we can make them happen because we can, put all together, all the different pieces, make it more accessible, connect by vulnerability. And then at the end, we come on the other side with something really amazing and empowered.
That piece, anything you make, is a sum of a lot of parts.
Yeah,
and particularly in the printmaking world, because you're putting pieces together.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that one of the most important pieces is the whole culture surrounded the press, having a press, because presses are really heavy, really difficult to move, and they're often really expensive. So there is this whole history of like having one press and then everybody coming together to use it. And when you're using it, it's not just creating the piece, it's also helping the other person, having the clean hands to move the paper, helping with the inking, having an extra pairs of eyes to somehow like make the work better. And that all comes into this nurturing aspect of allowing us to be better.
It's collaborative.
Human. Yeah.
So that's what Spokane Print it's Spokane Print
Publishing Center.
And Publishing Center.
Yeah.
We got to film there with you not long ago. What a cool place.
Oh,
so is that how are you a part of that? Because that's a place you're at a lot, right? And that's a shared press.
It is, yes. So that, I mean, our nonprofit, Spokane Print and Publishing Center, came from the need of filling a void. Like all these different people that co-founded this space, we all love printmaking, but we didn't have a space to do it. So some of them, like Derek Landers, Bethany Taylor, Tom Caraway, they started what is called the Millwood Print Works in Millwood.
In the Valley, yeah.
Yeah, and then in downtown, I got a grant by the Saga Grant Spokane Arts, and I started RGC Prints that was more for relief and intaglio. So then we connected and we decided to open a larger space with the addition of Dorian Carajalios and also Derek Freeland. And we added what it was called like comic design, and also like what he called like nerdcraft. Yeah, exactly. like game design and all these things, storytelling, and then book binding with Mel and Tuna Ewing. And then all these different pieces came together in order to fill that void and then create a space where the community can have access to the print facilities.
Right.
With really affordable ways, and also create a spot where regional and national artists can come and also teach classes.
Right.
And that's what the SPPC became.
Yeah, Keenan, who's my stepson, he was on that shoot with us, and he had been there, and he had actually interned there for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing, he just like loved being around it. And I don't know what seeds those are planting, but they're clearly planting seeds in him as an artist with where he's going to go and what he's going to do. Did you have access to that as a kid, a place like that?
No.
Or was it just mom and dad investing in you?
Yeah, exactly. Like it was mostly something that I was doing by myself. And, and then I had my uncle Tata. He also, he was collecting all these like drawing courses in magazines that he will gift me, and I will do kind of like homework that I will show him. And then I took a couple classes in the Cristobal Rojas institutions in Venezuela that now is no longer offering that, but it's this wonderful institution that is really close to the museum, the National Gallery, which is an amazing place.
Just the campus must be
exactly,
amazing,
but
right?
little by little, I was just taking little bits of it. But it was mostly myself, and then this neighbor that I have, Freddy Bruces, who was also studying drawing. Like we will kind of like somehow feed each other and try new things. And then my friend Hector Castillo, and my friend Ivan, we used to like make this tiny little crew pretending to be like graffiti artists and like paint.
We're all Banksy.
Exactly, like paint. Well, in that time, like we were painting like the names of the girls that we like and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's better than Banksy.
But or painting the backdrops or the theater plates at the school in the San Agustin. So
the art dudes.
Exactly. So that's how we used to, feed that sense of community. But it wasn't until I moved to Costa Rica and I went to United World Colleges that I started taking serious art classes.
So you went to Costa Rica. How'd you get there?
I applied to what is called the United World College. Oh, thank you. The United World Colleges, which is this amazing series of schools around the world, the UWCs, and they kind of like create a sense of developing peace through education. So each country selects students and young kids who are between 16 and 18. Thank you. And they go to these schools. I believe there are 14 around the world. And then you study international baccalaureate there for 2 years.
So you got the chance to go to Costa Rica as one, or do you have other options? And why Costa Rica?
I wanted to go really far away, but I got selected. They do a rigorous selection process. I got selected, and they just sent me to Costa Rica.
How far was Costa Rica?
It's like 2 hours of flight, but it was amazing. I mean, I was disappointed at the beginning because I wanted to go to the one in India, the one in Italy, the one in Hong Kong, and Singapore, but I ended up in Costa Rica, and it was great because I was part of the second generation in that school. So we got to build a lot of the how's it called, the cultural structure and the cultural identity.
You were early. You were founders early.
Exactly, on. of that institution.
Wow, that's amazing.
Which is something really funny. Like, I feel that happens to me a lot in my life. Like, the longest time, I wanted to go to a place that already has everything set. But I think life have been putting me in places where I need to be one of the many person that comes together and start building things, you know?
You talked about space.
Yeah.
And environment and creating worlds kind of inside of that a little bit, right? Like, that's part of what you like to do, and communities inside of a space. Have you been to Meow Wolf?
Oh yeah, the one in
Santa Fe. I was just there this weekend.
Uh-huh.
I spent 5 hours in there, dude.
Did you follow the story?
Oh yeah, part of it. I mean, the best I could.
Yeah.
But the app now gives you so much information.
Oh, cool.
That it's. I don't know when you went, but I mean, I'm still. You're still buzzing about the Venezuelan team. I'm still buzzing from Meow Wolf, man.
Meow Wolf.
I mean, the creative.
Oh yeah.
It's like, getting a shock of, it's just unbelievable. And what got created by a bunch of really young people who said, let's just go make something cool and build an environment. And then every one of those little spaces you walk through is someone really owned. You could tell like that, the bottle cap dude is whatever team put that room together. It's remarkable. And, they all have thought and purpose, and I don't know. What did you think of it? Because I just thought that experience was, as an artist, it must have been even more. I mean, I guess I'm an artist at some level, but not a visual artist. Mm-hmm. That's just, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying, right? Like, it was a conglomerate of all these different creative minds, right? And each one of them got to speak their own visual language and own the space. But all those things were possible because there was somebody else investing in them, right? There was this chunk of money that was given, and it's like, okay, you guys have freedom to transform a space. And then they created this amazing thing that is like internationally known.
And made a super ton of money, by the way, now.
Of course.
Not at the time.
Touristic, destination. But that tells you again what happens often in our society. Artists go to a place that nobody really cares. They found potential on it. They bring people together and they make it beautiful. Not beautiful because it looks nice, but beautiful because it's meaningful. They really develop the identity of the space, right? And then once they build it and stuff, everybody finds it really amazing. They move in and then they kick them out, right? It's the whole process of gentrification. But that's what has been happening in our history. Like, artists, when they are allowed, and creative people, when they're allowed to activate space, they truly activate it and make it memorable.
Oh, amazing. And, it's like, of the places, the destinations, I've had the real fortune of traveling a lot of places in the world, China and Europe and all these places, right? I mean, 2 years ago, I was in Venice and Rome and, just all through Italy, Sardinia. I mean, I went to a lot of really cool places. Florence was unbelievable, right? As you probably know. But that old grocery store in Santa Fe is as much a destination of any coolest place I've been. Yeah. Which was just, most people would look at it and say it's nothing amongst us, right? Mm-hmm. They took a space and made it as you said, a destination.
Yeah.
That is just now, there's 7 of these in the world. And if you don't know what Meow Wolf is, which is so funny, I mean, it's a destination, I don't know how you explain it, art experience, I guess would be the way I'd describe it.
It is.
And it was created by, just this collective of people, really good artists who all put a story together and made this amazing, experience that I'm sure after 5 hours, I did not see everything. I know I didn't.
Yeah.
You have to go back and again to sort of experience and figure out. But what's so powerful about that whole experience is they did it not because they were given money. Money came after they made something that they cared about and was cool. Mm-hmm. And then George R.R. Martin, who created Game of Thrones, said, why don't we give you a bunch of money for this, make these around the world? And now it's printing money. I mean, they must have made $30,000 the day I was there, just in one day that I was there watching all the people come through there. It was, and everybody that worked there loved it. I mean, it was just a great kind of loving space.
Yeah. I mean, once again, that's another example when you allow creative people in a space to basically just be themselves and develop it, remarkable things happen. And that's something that is happening in our city too. We have Terrain, right? This amazing nonprofit that has been giving so much to the creative culture and the creative community here.
They're doing a similar thing.
Exactly.
Right.
They're trying to develop this thing. So it's kind of like, I hope that people who watches this, they see the example of Meow Wolf and they see that they could contribute to make something as remarkable as that into their own city in Spokane.
It can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
It really
it does.
And the talent is as good here as it is anywhere.
Exactly.
Now you teach at Gonzaga.
I do.
How is that experience? When did that happen, and how did you become Professor Reinaldo?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think somehow seeing my parents being teachers since I was a little kid, I got some of that part of the education, right? And I love being in an environment where I can create a safe place for students to exchange their ideas. And they teach me things with their process. I try to guide them into some other process. And it's so beautiful to see the growth, right? So I was teaching at Eastern Washington University as an adjunct. COVID hit, and I applied to the position at Gonzaga because the amazing Mary Farrell, who is a local legend in printmaking world here, she was retiring. So I applied to the position, and I got the job a couple months or 3 months after basically at Eastern, I wasn't able to work there anymore because of COVID. So, and that's how that journey in the academia started regarding to the tenure track. And I have been there for the last, almost 6 years.
You love it?
I do. It's challenging as any other profession, right? It's definitely different to the student body that I experienced in University of Idaho and Eastern Washington University. But definitely the faculty cohort that we have in the department is really supportive. And, and I have been learning to adapt what I want to do into the classroom. And I really get to have memorable moments with my students. Yeah.
I was going to say, they probably teach you as much as you teach them, right?
Oh yeah,
especially in the world of art.
Of course.
And the look and feel on design. I mean, I'm just looking at what Keenan's interested in, but this whole world of, I don't know what the styles that they like now. Mm-hmm. I see it all through when I went to the Meow Wolf gift shop. It's like everything's trendy cool for somebody that's 22, 21 or whatever. There's a certain sort of anime influenced, gamer influenced design. Am I right about that?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you got some of that in here, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel I like it. I think it's super cool. It's just, it's theirs. They've kind of owned it a little bit.
Yeah,
that's fair to say, but
no, it is. I mean, we are a byproduct of what we consume. I grew up watching anime, a lot of anime, and definitely the really dynamic compositions that I create in my two-dimensional designs are based on many of the approaches that maybe Akira Toriyama used to do, and the sense of movement that I watch in Pokemon and Dragon Ball growing up, and also the sense of graphic quality that Alan Moore used to do in B for Vendetta, right? So all those things come together, and I feel that our students are the same, right? There is a huge gaming culture, a huge sense of developing worlds, developing characters, creating these personas that somehow interact with others. So they're kind of like developing a community that is in another digital world, and how they're bringing those into some of the analog processes that we're trying to teach them.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's cool. It's so different, you know. It's So you've got a style. What do you think ties it together? Because we met at the MAC, doing a video project for them, to help raise money to get a permanent art curator there, which I think is an amazing thing.
It is.
And you're a big part of the MAC and have had a chance. That was one of your goals
that
you stated too, Mr. Goalmaker over there. You achieved that too. Yeah. Tell me about the goal that you set there at the MAC. Like you like showed up and said, I'm gonna have an exhibit there, right?
Yeah, I was
everywhere.
I moved to Brown's Edition, right? My wife was is still at the time we were dating, she was in University of Idaho in Moscow, and I moved to Spokane, and I got an offer by Eastern Washington to teach as an adjunct. But it took like 3 or 4 months that I was just in this tiny little apartment in Brown's, surrounded by my little mattress and all the big blocks that I brought with me. And I used to get out of the apartment and just run around Brown's in that beautiful area. And I used to stop at the Mac's at the Mac parking lot and just oversee the city. And I say like, hey, in the following years, I'm gonna show in every single space in the city, and at the end, I'm gonna have a show at the Mac. Like that will be the culmination of that thing.
That's so cool.
And it happened. It happened. Like I started showing. I started showing at the Saranac, and then I went into like the Chase Gallery. I had a show, in all the different places, Eastern Washington University.
Terrain for sure.
That was the first invitation that I have.
I wondered, see what they start? They're starting something that gives you confidence and gives you
of course,
a place to show, and then you go from there.
Oh, yeah. No, and that was one of the reasons why I fell in love with the city. I came to Spokane many times before as part of the swim team from the College of Idaho. And I never liked it. Like, it was like, man, that city sucks, it's so gray all the time, whatever. Then I got to live here, and I got to experience the rain the first week that I moved. My wife took me to drop the works, and I met Ginger Ewing.
Yeah, Ginger's great.
Luke Baumgarten, he contacted me online, and he said, like, hey, man, like, you should apply to this show, to see the work, because I think he saw one of my articles in the Inlander. Mm-hmm. And when I walk in and I give the work to Ginger and I met her, right, her presence.
Oh, she's
such an amazing
She is an amazing human being.
And she saw my work and she recognized it, like, oh, I remember this one from the application. I love it. And then I walk inside into the space, and I saw all the vision, all the work. It just blew my mind. And it was like, man, this was happening an hour and a half away from Moscow where I was. And I was so blindfolded, looking at the big cities as the only option. But here is a really amazing cultural hub happening where we can contribute proactively to it. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, I want to be part of this.
You can get more done here.
Oh, yeah. And what you do here, it definitely resonates with people, and the community back it up, Yeah. Like, it really has an impact. Like, our nonprofit that we have been developing.
Right. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we did the SPPC, right?
Spokane Print Fest? Is this what it is?
Well, that's the SPPC, right? But then we were talking about, I remember like, all the Print Fest and the festivals happen in New York and Seattle, all the big places.
Because you've gone to them.
Yeah, I have been in Print Austin, for example, that my friend Ben Munoz runs. I mean, that thing is amazing.
Oh, awesome, yeah.
And then he's like, no, we need to do one here.
Totally. I think there's a lot in common with Austin and Spokane.
Oh, yeah? How come?
I just think the size and there's college towns. I don't know. There's a sensibility. There's potential. I don't think that we're Austin, but I think there's a sensibility here that could be that more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a great blueprint maybe.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's kind of, I mean,
You can get around. The environment's beautiful. I mean, it's an oasis.
Exactly. That's the thing. And I feel the same way that Ginger Irwin was talking about with Terrain.
Yeah.
Right? It's
she stayed. She saw that thing. She hasn't left.
Exactly.
She still believes in it.
You see the potential, and you create an environment for people to nurture that creativity.
That's right.
Because we have so many institutions here, colleges around, they're studying art. So if you create that base and that place for people to continue to cultivate the creativity, they're going to stay here.
Right.
And then little by little, it's going to become a place. And that was our dream when we started Spokane Print and Publishing Center. All the different co-founders, it's like, we're going to turn the city into a print town. And little by little, after the years, we have been able to be recognized for, the regional print conference to be hosted here. And then in a few years, we're going to be doing the national and international print conference here in 2031.
That's so awesome.
So
because I'm telling you, the public facilities district here, those guys are amazing. They want to bring that here.
Of course.
Visit Spokane totally wants to bring that here.
It is. Yeah, we're already working.
You got great
and
partners.
And one other thing too that is amazing, our friend Eva, who is part of the library system. The libraries here in this town are amazing.
Oh my God, I know.
They are.
Yeah,
like the downtown library, like all these artists in residency programs that are totally free. It's like, this is something that I always have an argument with my students. It's like they always say that there is no opportunities, but I always tell them, you need to cross the bridge. Just cross the bridge and see everything that is happening. But once they see all the possibilities, they are mesmerized. And that's what it is. Like people like Eva, people like Ginger, people like Jackie Carroll, Carl Richardson, all these people have been creating
like Reinaldo.
This environment. Have been creating this environment, so take advantage of it
and feed it and help it grow. Be the next one.
Exactly. Be proactive.
You know, I just had Adam Hegsteth on here. He's chef, right? He was talking about the emergence of Spokane, and that when he first started here, it wasn't great. I mean, there wasn't good food in this town. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the food in this town is pretty fantastic, and there's something about this emergence of too expensive to live in Seattle and Portland. I'm going to move to Spokane because I can't afford to pay rent here anymore. Mm-hmm. And we're stealing the creatives. And that wave has come this way. It's helping what you do. It's helping what Adam does. It's helping just make this town more interesting and better. And I think that's happening with the work that you're doing. Yeah. There's people that can afford to live here, and now it's getting even more difficult to live here. But at least comparatively to Portland or Seattle, it's much more affordable.
Exactly. And you're still close, right? Like, so if you can, my wife always tells me this, this can be your home base.
Right.
And then use digital media, and all these different ways that you can socialize with others to somehow make your work here and then travel over there.
That's what I've done.
To do
25 years. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary. I've worked all over the world. I've filmed all over the world. But this has been home base, and it's like, this is a place I want to be. I don't want to live in L.A. Oh, my God. I don't. Like, dude, have you lived in L.A.?
No,
like, no
I don't
You're
see
here.
myself living there.
No, I don't either. Like, you want to have a life. You got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love raising my kids here. And congratulations, by the way. Your little one's about to have a birthday.
Yeah. This Friday, he's going to be 1 year old. It's insane how fast
like?
It happened. It's amazing,
How did being a dad change your art?
Oh my gosh. I think, what it did? Can we swear here? Is that
Fuck
okay?
Yeah.
I feel that having kids definitely helped me to cut the bullshit. It really, I feel that, I was telling that to my wife the other, we were talking about it, and it's like, man, when you don't have kids, I mean, people decide not to have them for many reasons, which is fine. Like you should do that. But if you do, it's like, man, I had my mind full with so many extra layers of stuff that didn't matter.
Yeah.
But when you have a kid, that's the priority. And then you need whatever leftover time. It's like you really make it happen because it's important to you. And then you become really kind of like meticulous about it and a little bit more precise and crafty with it.
It changes your motivation.
Oh, of course, too. That's the other
and your
bigger one,
priorities.
too. Yeah, because I want to be, I want to be an example of like pursuing my dreams and making it happen. So they can do what they want. I can
inspiring them.
Exactly. I can be from, I speak from experience and tell them, you know what, like if you want to do this thing, this can happen. Like you can do all these different things in order to materialize what you really want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
I've wanted that. I mean, and you're 1 and 3-year-olds. I'm telling you, like that, they're 29 and 25. My son in here, you met Nick.
Nick,
I mean, I still think he's this little sometimes, and he's not. He's a full-grown man who's like driving all kinds of amazing things, and I'm like, I better listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about, But I always tell. I've told this before in here, but I don't care. It's too good. This advice from dad to dad. When Nick was born, I had a friend that told me, an older guy, he's like, "You'll never love something more in your life that would trade you for a milkshake in about 2 seconds."
Oh my God.
Right? I mean, your kids.
That's cute.
You love your kids more than they're going to always love you, maybe. But the other thing I always remember was the carousel downtown. I took Nick when he was like 2, maybe a year and a half, little. We were like, let's go ride on the carousel. And he was, probably like your 3-year-old baby. And we get on there, and I forget how fast that thing goes.
Oh.
And it is humming. And it's going really fast. And he looks at me and he goes, "Dad?" And I had this moment as a dad where I had a choice to make, whether how to handle that moment was going to affect. I just knew it was going to matter to him in his life. And I either could have gone, "Are you okay?" Instead, I went, "Isn't this great?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I swear he's lived life like that.
Wow.
Ever since. And you have these moments as a dad that you're gonna have, and I think your parents probably were like that, or you wouldn't be here halfway across the world to come live and be and raise your kids. But there's something about adventure, and that they must have instilled in you, and I know that he's got it, and both my kids have it.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you empower them, right? Like through somehow embracing the moment and
this
saying,
is
like,
their
"Hey, you're enough
life,
to do
man.
it." Yeah,
it's not my life. I mean, you just all you want is them to be great.
Yeah,
and you do whatever you can for them. But they're on their own adventure. I mean, always. They're on a path that is going to blow ours away, I think, if you let it.
No, for sure.
If you help it, encourage it.
No, for sure. I mean, like our oldest, he's 3 years old. He is in love with drawing and building. And it's so amazing, mesmerizing to see the creativity of this little being, and the way that he talks about it and how passionate he is. And he's like drawing. And now my father-in-law just showed him a little, how's it called? A drone.
Oh, drones.
And now he's all into drones, drawing the drones, building the drones. This is a drone that can do this and that and transform into this thing. It's just amazing.
Well, and they're capable at this age of things that we're not aware of. I mean, they have a perception of things that I think we kill with it's just like you stand over here,
like kill
it. You kill that creativity. Don't both my kids were so perceptive at such a young age that I allowed that. We kind of encouraged that. 'Cause my ex-wife is very much an artist too, and we were just always fascinated by how smarter they were than us. I don't know if you've had that experience yet, or your kids. Like,
of course,
what is going on there? I told this story maybe before too, but when 9/11 happened, he was 5 or 6. He was going to first grade or kindergarten, and he saw the planes go in the tower. And he's like, "Dad, did that plane just go in the tower?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, are there people in that building? Yep. Are they going to die? Yes, they are. And he stopped, and this is what he said at 5. He goes, I bet the people who did that think God wanted them to do that.
Wow.
And I said, "That's exactly right." He said, "Is that here?" I go, "No, that's in New York. It's 3,000, really far away." He goes, "Well, I'm okay. Emma's okay. You're okay. Mom's okay. We're okay." And he ran off and went to school. And I was like, how does somebody, I would not have the insight to know that. today. I don't think he would at 8, 10. But at 5, he had that. Now, maybe he's, special kid. But I think they all have that perception and ability to know what's going on if we let it.
No, I agree.
So watch out.
I agree.
For the amazing things that your kids might say.
No, it is. I mean, it's wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I feel that somehow. I mean, what you were saying, like killing that sense of.
Yeah, I think you're aware at the minute you're born with everything.
Exactly.
And we kind of.
Yeah.
Have to spend our life getting back there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, Picasso used to say that, right? It took his whole life to learn how to paint as a kid, like a kid.
That's who said that?
Picasso.
Wow.
Yeah. So is that right? Like
his whole
somehow
life to be the real.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
so
we
cool.
have this egocentric self, or in our mind that we think that we need to break down the information
Or
to
who
the
we're
kid.
supposed to be, or whatever, instead of really being true to us at this point. Yeah. I have a little beef with you. I went to one of the coolest things about the Mac right now. There's a lot of cool things about the Mac, and we're actually, just full disclosure, doing some work for the Mac and helping them get so people know about the Mac more, because it can get hidden away in Brown's Edition. And so go to the Mac, because it's an amazing place and the people there are incredible. And one of the hidden gems of the Mac is the gift shop, which is fucking good. Like, that place is really cool. Like, I was just at MoMA last year in DC, or I was Smithsonian in DC, and went through several of the gift shops. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing on this place, man. I mean, it's really good, except that I bought a puzzle not knowing who designed it. And I work on this thing, and it's Manitou Park, right where I live. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Look at this. This is incredible. And I pull it out, and then I look. I'm like, did Reinaldo do this? Like, son of a bitch. That thing is harder than hell. I bet you haven't done your own puzzles. Have you? No. I knew it. That's the only question. I'm dropping the mic.
It's so funny how many DMs I get from people. They buy the puzzles and then they send me a message like, hey, by the way, love the puzzle, but fuck you.
It's too damn hard. Yeah. No, but when I finished it, oh my God, I had a team of people helping me. It was awesome. No, it's really good. I'm just saying, go buy it. Go buy it, because you'll hate it and love it.
Yeah. If Brie Covers listens to this, like, yeah, she's one of those really loud DMs that I got.
It's small and frustrating and so cool. I just love that.
Well, I'm glad.
I love the whole look of that. I mean, that's so cool too, about growing up, living in a place literally a block away of a space that you drive by and you kind of take for granted.
Yeah.
And this amazing 70 acres is really remarkable that still exists, and that we get to walk through that and all the different parts of it. I'm blown away by the place, but you brought it back, and it was the koi garden that we have here in our office. Uh-huh. I mean, what made you think of that design?
Exactly that. Like, when I hear people talking about what is important to them in Spokane, I mean, my wife loved Manitou. That was one of the first places that I went to see, and it's such a beautiful place. And I believe it was designed by the same person who designed the Central Park in New York.
Right. It was the Olmsted brothers, whose dad designed.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's just such an amazing place. And every time that I bring I bring artists for the Print Fest and stuff, and they stay around, and they need to go there, and they love it. and I feel that that's kind of like one of those wonderful things that I hope to do with the work that I do, specifically about Spokane. It's like, I want to take something that people have seen 1,000 times, and I'm going to show you little details that make you smile, that make you think like, oh, wow, like, that's the spot. Like, that's the place that I used to go when I was little. That's the place that I used to go. And, when after work, when I feel a little bit tired, when I take my girlfriend or something like that. That's kind of like the point and the idea. So when you get that reaction, you're making my day, because that's
so beautiful.
Because that's what I want. Yeah,
it's really an amazing place.
Yeah,
and it's made me really want to go back there. I mean, I walk there now more, and a friend of mine and I played dominoes, and we're like, let's go play dominoes on those tables.
God. You guys play
right
dominoes?
Yeah.
You guys all the way to 1 to 6 or 1 to 9?
I'm not good. You're good. I don't know. I've just played a couple times. We'll go play. I will go play with you and my buddy Tom, who was just on this podcast, by the way.
Oh, cool.
And we're like, well, it'd be a cool place to go play dominoes is in the formal, the Dunkin' Gardens.
Yeah.
Right by the planetarium or the
That would be awesome.
There's those stone tables on the side. Like, sit there like old guys and drink rum and and play dominoes. Okay, man, we're gonna invite you.
That was neat, man.
Wouldn't that be
if
the
you
best?
can get like really cool picture of that,
I'm gonna do it. We'll wear big
awesome.
Old hats,
Next to like the banana plant there, all the beautiful pieces.
Yeah. It's just like that. Seriously, it's such an amazing.
It is.
They just thought of so many elegant things in there, and you gave it great. Just a new look. I don't know. I loved it.
That's the word, elegant. And I think people come to me
and elegant.
And you know what is also what happens is like with archetypes, right? Or like these icons that we find that are really true to Spokane. Like for example, the goat, the garbage goat.
Oh, the garbage goat. Sister did that.
Yeah, they're always really used a lot, which is great. But I feel that as artists, we need to identify things that are a little bit more. Let's try to bring more into the conversation of what icons are important in the city and what resonates with people.
Right.
Like Boris Pelzer, the metal man, or like, any other kind of thing that somehow challenge, the observer to think, I need to go back to that place and figure out where this thing is.
Right.
Because, I didn't recognize it now.
Well, it's also an opportunity in the world that you're in. You have to almost speak truth to power. You have to say things that are hard sometimes, right? I mean, and Venezuela's been through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to the United States, too. I mean, there's some shit going on there. This whole world of, Latinos and the stuff that they're dealing with ICE and everything. Do you feel a need to sort of talk about that and through your art or not?
I mean,
you're like, it's for somebody else, which is fine.
I mean, I have really long, difficult conversations about this with my parents, with my brother, with friends, with my wife, even with my father-in-law. It's just, it's one of those things that I don't know how to put it together into imagery to make it has a piece that will resonate and create reflection.
Yet.
I mean, it
may or may not.
It might happen, but it haven't happened yet to me. And I have amazing friends who are artists like Carlos Barbarena, Killjoy, Revo. All those guys are really invested into creating iconography that challenge that political view. Oh, yeah. And they do work, and I see them. They're doing amazing things and making people reflect. They're artists that are making political artwork, right? In my case, it's not that I'm not thinking about it and not suffering or feeling that. It's just like it doesn't quite like click in order to become a visual narrative that I want to celebrate.
Well, but you said it earlier when I first asked you what draws you to the work you do, and it's about creating community. Yeah. And I think in some ways that stuff doesn't. I mean, right? If you're gonna, you got to stick to your gut. Like you got to stick to your thing. If building community is the most important part of that, maybe there's a social message there, but maybe there's not. I mean, it's still bringing. It can't be denied. You're creating amazing, beautiful stuff that gives people a great feeling and also builds a community.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I have some political pieces in my work that I had happen. But at the same time, I feel that I have been focusing more. Like I see all these friends that I mentioned, Leti Garcia, Juan Estrada, that have doing all this work, Marco Sanchez. But then I feel that somehow my artwork calls me into doing something different, into doing, somehow talking about this reflective conversation that can happen between an adult and the children version of himself. Looking at each other, or maybe looking at, the development of our personalities depending of the ecosystem where we grow, or somehow the struggles of the home market, has somebody who is starting a family. Those are the works that I have been developing in the last series of prints that I have been developing. Even, how my kids influence me, with the children books that they love, and how those creatures start to somehow pop into my artwork, and then they are becoming a narrative.
Yeah, and it's going to affect the big exhibits you have based on a freaking station.
Exactly. La burrita, yeah, from my dad. Yeah,
can't
exactly.
wait to see that.
And
Seriously.
and those are the images that I feel called to do.
Well, there's a human. We all will feel something from that. I mean, I will. I see a station wagon, man. It's going to bring back everything.
Oh,
for me
I'm looking
as a
forward.
kid in the station wagon. I got shoved in with 7 brothers and sisters and almost died one time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
No seatbelt,
Dude, in the very back, driving along the Highway 1, looking down at the coast, going, my dad's gonna drive off this freaking thing.
And it's amazing.
I mean, that's what I'll
but
think
you
of.
see, and that's a
I'm already
beautiful
thinking
thing.
of it, and I haven't even seen your work.
But that's a cool thing about celebrating our collective consciousness, even when we are from different cultures and different countries, and we speak different languages,
we all have that experience.
Exactly.
That's what you're at.
Yeah, I love that.
I do too.
I love coming together. Let's put our stories together. Let's celebrate it and maybe have a meal, and then let's see what happens.
Anything we make, which I think is its own kind of art, is always around having it so that everyone can connect to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the most important thing, and that's what
that.
brings everybody together.
Yeah,
I'm
guilty
as charged.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar to when you make a
that.
meal. You're coming together, everybody sit down. I'm gonna cook you something that I learned with my dad when I was 6 years old.
I just made street corn the other day for my kids. I'm telling you, elote for the first time, and then my daughter, they're all good cooks. And the next day she's like, "Do you have that recipe?" I'm like,
"Right,
yes, I made that."
Right,
I know.
And that's beautiful, man. I get to cook arepas to my kids, and now my kid asks me about them. It just makes me feel so good because it's something that I learned from my dad.
Right.
And now I get to pass it down. I want to celebrate these things.
Right. That's the tradition of your family.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, I know we're already doing it. We're going too long.
I don't know.
But I don't know. But you might have got
dinner.
If you gotta go.
Fuck. What time is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Okay. Let's do
a couple more questions. Murals.
Yes.
What brought you to that? I think they're amazing, and I got a great white wall over here that I think you should maybe tackle. Or your kids,
Should
or
we
your
talk
students,
about
or
it?
whatever. I mean, maybe, but I've always wanted to do something with that. I think it's an amazing space. What brought you to murals?
Oh man, I love the sense of scale, right, and the narrative, and the fact that you can do something that can be even immersive. And I think it comes from when I was a little kid.
See
exactly.
You don't know who's going to see.
It's public, right? And it altered by it creates a dialogue with people. It gets affected by the weather, everything. People get pissed at them and they throw stuff to it. Is also this interesting dialogues. But I think it comes from when I was a little kid. And I was painting that wall that my parents designated to me next to my bed.
Keenen, chalkboard paint in
his
whole room.
Exactly. This one was my wall.
It had to have had an impact on it. Right?
So I love the sense of making something big that can be immersive, and also it's something that breaks the monotony. People walk into the same street every day for years, and then something pops.
Yeah.
And it kind of breaks that, and it makes you wonder. It makes you question. It makes you even take ownership of the space where you live.
Yeah, that's what I like. We get 7,000 cars that drive by here every day. And it's the same route for the same people that do the same thing all the time. I mean, and I just love this big white wall. And I'm like, man, it would be fun one day to just do something that breaks their pattern.
Well, let's talk. Yeah, exactly. Break the pattern, right? And make them think. I remember coming back from the beach in Higuerote every major holiday with my family in the orange station wagon, and there was a space really close to Guarenas that was this wall full of graffitis, and there was one graffiti with a devil and an angel fighting. Man, for 16 years that I was just going down with my family. Every time I asked my dad, like, oh my God, this is the spot. And he have to drive slower so I can see that graffiti.
And it made you present.
Oh, yeah, of course. It makes you aware of the space. It makes you think like somehow that artist made that.
Made me
And
stop.
And exactly, it makes you stop. In a time that we are so invested of being so efficient and quick, you as an artist or as a creative person, you can make somebody stop and give, and that person can give you their time, the most valuable asset. Give you your time to reflect and maybe have a conversation.
That stopping is more and more and more needed by our kids, especially on the screens they are, and how much noise there is in the world that we face. I have a little lake cabin that's in a super quiet place that I don't tell anybody about. But I'm telling you, it's what recharges me more than anything else is to stand there and it is so quiet, it's loud. And there's no light pollution and you can see all the stars. Now,
amazing.
If you don't go do that, I don't care what you do, especially if you're an artist, you've got to recharge that way because we're just bombarded by noise and activity and screens and, getting off of that and getting quiet, I think is such a challenge now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's something that I learned here through my wife. But what is interesting is that what recharged me is actually the noise. It's the people, it's the interaction.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's totally the opposite. Loud salsa music while you're grilling meat for your friends and your family. Gives me.
I don't mind that stuff. I'm one of 8 kids, so I was around chaos. My house was chaos all the time. So maybe that's why I crave that.
Could be, yeah.
What brought you to Spokane?
Well, my wife is from here. So when we were in Moscow, I graduated and she stayed there.
And you were there for the swim team, not to be an artist, right? How did you get to Idaho?
Well, I mean, the first time that I got to Idaho was because I went to the college in Costa Rica, and I got a scholarship, a Shelby Davis scholarship, to go to Idaho to study art.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got a full ride. So that's why I decided to go to Idaho, because they gave me a full ride.
That's amazing. But you'd been here before as part of a swim team?
Yeah, well, so I went to the College of Idaho for my undergrad to study art with my full ride, and I became part of the swim team there.
Gotcha.
And then we used to travel to different places, and then we came here a couple times to Puget Sound University and also to Whitworth. They kick our asses really bad. I remember I used to swim the breaststroke and the 200 milli, and man, I will never forget this guy who was in Whitworth, the Pirates, right?
Oh yeah, they're good, dude.
We came out of the block, and I remember him being next to me, and he just did one pull, and he was already like halfway, and it's like, how the hell?
What am I doing?
Is this possible? Yeah, like what am I doing here? It was amazing, But that's how I got acquainted with Spokane.
That's so cool. Yeah. I played golf for Gonzaga.
Oh, look at that.
We were horrible, and that was the same experience. I'm like, what am I doing here?
That is
next
fun.
to this guy that just drove that green. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
No, I know. It's
that's
a little humbling, isn't it?
Oh, it is, but it was fun. It was awesome. I love it.
Library of Congress.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. I worked with this amazing screen printing artist from the Dominican Republic called Pepe Coronado. I met him in Print Austin, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Amazing guy. And he invited me to do a piece together to publish, one of my pieces. So I sent him the work, and Revo, our friend Revo, finished the piece in screen printing. And then people from the Library of Congress approached Pepe Coronado and Coronado Studios, and they acquired the piece for their collection.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been incredible.
When he told me, man,
Did you go?
No, well, he told me, like, he sent me a message, hey, by the way, the Library of Congress just bought one of your pieces. And I was like, dude, I need to go and buy it wrong. That's what I got to do.
Displaying it or not? Just buying it?
The way that it works in the Library of Congress is become part of the whole database.
Yeah,
so
okay, got it.
Anybody in the world can go into the database and they can study
stuff.
it. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane. It's being kind of like collecting in the history, right?
That's so great.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. But I didn't do shit, he does everything.
Do you feel like there is a P&W style?
What, in the arts?
Yeah, or just something here, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
How do you describe it then? Are you here to blow it up?
No. It's good. It's a lot of dark navy blue, a lot of dark greens, a lot of vegetation, a lot of salmon, a lot of moose. Which is great. I mean, it's awesome.
It's what we got.
Like
it's
really
who we are,
clean
baby.
lines, but like dark, high contrast.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
It's cozy, It's good. It's good. Maybe that's why the work that I do kind of stands out a little bit more because it's a little bit different.
It is different. No, and I love that. I love that you've brought Venezuela to Spokane, but you're showing. That's what I loved about that puzzle, and why drew me to buying it was that it was something that I knew. That I've grown up with and I've been around. It's very Spokane, but it's very Venezuelan.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you've done that, right? You've kind of brought your, I don't know, flavor.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that's the way that that's my visual narrative, right? It has been somehow molded by my experience coming from Venezuela, growing up in Costa Rica, and little by little everything somehow merged into this visual narrative that I create now.
That's cool. So, have you seen the Lavendor exhibit at the MAC? Lavendor. It's landscapes that are currently there.
I haven't seen that one. I saw the portraits. Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. Nice. Native guy, I think. Yeah. Walla Walla.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go see it.
I gotta see it.
I mean, you want to see color. Wow.
Yeah, I'm overdue for a visit. Yeah.
And at the end of the exhibit in the MAC, it's really cool. At the end of the exhibit, he does a lot with transparencies. And he's got they recreated his little study.
Oh,
or
cool.
His art room and as a light table with transparencies that you can kind of make your own.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
We spent more time making that than we did looking at his stuff. But honestly, I mean that is Northwest art, but not like I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
You should check it out.
I'll check it out.
Really phenomenal.
I think the curators at
the
MAC, they do a really good job. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Anne Claire Mitchell.
That's a world-class place, man.
Oh, it's great. And you know what? It was funny. I remember running around in Brown's Edition, and it feels really small. But when you walk inside, it's like, whoa.
No, I know. And it needs to get bigger because there's a big permanent collection there that no one's seen. I'll get on my soapbox later about that. But
exactly.
But it is, I mean, we need more space in that place because I think there's a lot more to see. You have a podcast too, right? You're a part of one?
do. Yeah. I am taking a little bit of a break right now since, our second kid. But I am the co-host of the Hello Print Friend, which is the biggest
Hello Printed Friend.
Hello Print Friend.
Print Friend.
Yeah, so it's the biggest print-related podcast in the world. Yeah, we broke the 1 million downloads maybe a couple years ago.
Nice.
And we do it English and Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah, so my friend Miranda Metcalf, she's the producer of it, and she does the English version of it.
How cool.
And she invited me 6 years ago, and we have over 300 episodes. It's been amazing. And now what I have been doing,
you're number 60, so I'm in awe.
But then
I don't have enough whiskey.
But you're doing video. You're doing a lot of stuff. We did only pure music.
I always do mine in person because I just think it's.
But this is great, and I couldn't do that because we did it during COVID.
You can't drink whiskey.
Oh no, we did it.
Yes, you could
in the back. But what it was really awesome that now that it started as podcasts. Her beautiful idea of talking to printmakers, right?
Yeah.
From a basement in Sydney when she was there. But then little by little, it has been growing into an umbrella of beautiful things. We have documentaries that I have been directing.
So cool.
So we just, how's it go? We screened two of them in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago.
That's right. You were in Brooklyn.
Exactly. And so documentaries, podcasts, and now Miranda and her husband, Tim Pauchet and Miranda Metcalf, they open a lithography print studio in Chiang Mai, Thailand, with a gallery.
Wow.
And that's part of the Hello Print
I was inspired by that.
Studios.
Wow.
Yeah, so this thing is a whole umbrella of an environment, right?
Yeah.
That nurtures creativity and printmaking practices.
And now there's a community.
Yeah.
That you did.
Yeah.
How do people find your art?
So yeah, go to rgzprints.com. That's my website, or you can find me on Instagram. RGZ, like zebra.
Gotcha.
RGZ Prints in Instagram too.
That's amazing. What's next beyond, station wagons?
The station wagon. Well, we have
just the biggest thing in your career.
Exactly. Well, we have the National Gallery show in Venezuela next year. We are working. I'm working with my friend Raja Bose, who is a local amazing, photographer.
Photographer, great.
Yeah. I'm trying to convince. He said that I cannot afford him.
He's right.
Which is true. He's right. But we're kind of like working into maybe doing a documentary about printmaking in Venezuela when I have my show there, which will be a dream come true.
Wow.
To work with him because he's so freaking talented.
Yeah,
and also tell this story that people don't know.
That's right.
So that is we also I have, let's see, our documentary, the Grabados de Resistencia, that we filmed in Puerto Rico, that we just show in Brooklyn,
right,
is going to be featured at the National Museum of Art in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
In San Juan in August, and then we're going to be showing it. We're going to do a little bit of a tour in Canada, in a couple places.
Try to get it
right
in Venezuela in 27, right down the street from where you're. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome. I'm just trying to little by little work with them at the National Gallery to do programming.
That's so great.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
It's gonna be amazing to see where you go.
Thank you so
much.
You're
just young.
I'm 36. I just turned 36. I'm not young anymore.
Dude, yes, you are.
My students tell me,
you are really young.
Dude, I'm making
compared to me.
I'm in that moment in the classroom when I make references and my
you don't know them anymore.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Trust me, that's my everyday here.
Nah, you look great.
Thanks for doing this.
Cheers.
I know you got to go. Go get some dinner.
Thank you so much.
And so great having you here. Appreciate it.
MIP Podcast was filmed at the studio of Corner Booth Media. Please sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere podcasts can be found. We'd love it if you'd rate, review, and subscribe to help our podcast grow. Be good to yourself. Stay interesting.